I would like to thank Dr. Subodh Bhai Purushottam Bhai Adesh Raji, my mentor and guru, and ex-commissioner Food and Drug Control Administration, Jivraj Mehta Bhavan, Old Sachivalaya, block number 8, first floor, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And our B.V. Patel Bird Center chairman also holding that position by Adesh Raj sir. He is also member in Pharmaceutical. Started his career in the year 1961 to 80 in Sarabhai, Alembic, Cadila Laboratories then. Now Cadila Pharma, Cadila Health is different. And having various positions and joined in the FDCA in the year 1994, I don't know, but I was closely interacted with him during my tenure when I was in Gujarat, 2002 to 2013. And when I was in Mumbai in the year 1998, sir was the joint commissioner. 1999, he came as a commissioner, and under him, lot of people worked, and I was also fortunate to start a new CDSU office, sub-zonal office at Air Cargo Complex, Ahmedabad, Gujarat 380004. And with this, I do not have any words to express my gratitude to Gujarat. G means glorious, J means joyful. काशी का मरण एंड सूरत का जमन जो करना है, खाना है, भोजन लेना है, तो रियली you are all blessed. Rather, I am blessed to have maximum service in the state of Gujarat. Almost 15 years I got the opportunity. So Lord Shiva सोमनाथ जी का आशीर्वाद and हमारा जो सारंगपुर हनुमान जी का आशीर्वाद and डाकोर कृष्ण भगवान and हमारा पालिताना जैन टेम्पल and हमारा माता जी का पालमपुर का जो माता जी का आशीर्वाद से आई एम ब्लेस्ड सर एंड डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर मनीष न्यूसरकर जी and they have announced because sir whether I am eligible based on my merits with respect to B.V. Patel Memorial Award. I am very small. Last time you have given to drug controllers, joint secretaries, big people, captains of industry. I thought of sir this time I will make an application. Every time I get the rejection, so this time I made a request to Adesh sir. I will make a request with respect to my application for B.V. Patel Memorial Award. B.V. Patel was one of the technocrats, served as a regulator when the Maharashtra separated from Gujarat in the year 1960. 62-63, he appointed as a commissioner, drug control department at that time, and series of amendments took place during his tenure. B.V. Patel, Bhupendra Bhai, Vital Bhai Patel, that is B.V. Patel. I am so fortunate. This award is dedicated to my father and mother, parents particularly, because of his blessings as a regulator, God blessings from Bhupendra Bhai V. Patel with respect to implementation of best practices. With this, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of 73rd Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, it gives me immense pleasure to share my thoughts with respect to the update on clinical trial development rules amendment took place by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. All industry captains, sites organist Gupta ji, Hanmant Rao ji, LOC chairman, scientific committee chairman, Hamara Udupa Saab, and all other important people here. Medicaps Private Limited USSA, Dr. Shekhar Reddy Saab is here. Please welcome him. And sir, welcome to this important lecture, sir. I am fortunate to receive your best wishes. India is going in different dimensions. So that is the reason why you are here. I am going to share all my important thoughts, how the regulatory framework is in place with respect to enforcing and also approval process involved for the clinical trial development. What are the phases of clinical trial? What are the rules published by Government of India? How we are promoting industry with respect to drug development, you can understand in comprehensive manner. So with this background, I will take 35 minutes with respect to all my 55 slides, very tough. But when Bhupendra Bhai V. Patel Saab means a great regulator, I always get tears in my mind. Fortunately, during the year 2011 and 2012, National Essay Competition conducted by B.V. Patel Bird Center, Pharmaceutical Education and Research Development Center, PERD Center in short form. Sarkej Gandhinagar highway pe hai, and they are conducting series of seminars, workshop with respect to imparting quality education to pharmacy people. And that trust now going with a lot of training sessions. So I request all of you to attend those important workshops to have hands-on training with respect to skilling, reskilling and skill development as a part of national development program to enhance your capacities under capacity building. So with this, I would like to thank all our media person. My sister is also here and she is from Times and Bureau Indian Standard, Times, Deccan Chronicle, Hindu, Times of India, all press personnel. Thank you very much. I'll take 30 minutes to enlighten and to enhance and important principles embedded in our NDCT rules. So earlier we were not having that gear up with respect to new drugs and clinical trials. So based on some court cases and PAL litigations 1102/2012 Swasth Adhikar Manch, Indore versus Union of India, we had a lot of challenges with respect to the court cases, how we can revamp the existing regulatory path, approval of clinical trials in our country. So each country is having their own regulatory setup. India was having Schedule Y, which is the important part of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Schedule Y deals with the requirements of the good clinical practices with respect to in vitro model studies, all toxicological data in order to prove safety and efficacy of important molecules. Once it is proven, then we'll go for the human pharmacology with respect to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4 clinical trial with respect to proving the safety and efficacy in more population subject, and as per the ethical committee involvement, what are the guidelines framed by Indian Council of Medical Research with respect to human subject, how we can take care. So I was fortunate to attend Supreme Court of India when I was in Delhi in the year 2014 to 17. I was heading biological division with respect to HPV vaccine, how we have to submit the affidavit and filing the counter affidavit. I got lot of information with respect to the informed consent process, then case report forming, then again adverse drug reaction and concomitant therapy and primary objective, secondary objective, tertiary objective, application, protocol design, development with respect to all important factors involved as per the GCP guideline. So that was the thing. So we are all thankful to Honorable Supreme Court of India based on the court directives in the year 2019. GSR published, that is 227E, dated 19th March 2019, the new drugs and clinical trial rules adopted and implemented and implementing in order to meet global standards. So this is the background, so that you can understand, friends, and we are not compromising, putting efforts in order to promote well-being, rights and protection of subjects involved in various clinical trial activities. So I should not say clinical trial, it is a clinical research. A role the US FDA Commission told, it is a clinical research, how we can take care with respect to human pharmacology, safety and efficacy proving and dose ranging studies, posology, adverse drug reaction including step by step with respect to pharmacovigilance. So this is the thing. Can I have first slide please? So if you see the outline of my presentation with respect to new drugs and clinical trials, the regulatory path, 109 rules, 12 chapters, 13 schedules with respect to NDCT rules. So if you can see, we are having chapter 4 deals with the biomedical health research. Then ethics committee principles involved for the clinical trials and ethics committee for the biomedical health research, compensation in case of, वो चले जाएगा सर, compensation with respect, एक मिनट इसमें है, compensation with respect to, oh no problem sir, compensation with respect to the clinical trial injury, medical management, including serious adverse events and death also. So these are all important things, sir. And timelines, import, manufacture of unapproved new drugs and regulation of new drug. New drug means what? As per the rule 2W of NDCT rules, we have elaborated. In that we have added important xenographs, sustained release dosage form and the plant source materials. 4 bioactive compounds extracted from the plant source is also considered to be a new drug as per the new definition of our NDCT rules, and accelerated approval expedited review and post-marketing safety assessment, and the GSR 354 with respect to 5th June 2020 requirement for the grant of license in Form 29, City 29 for new drugs, City 31 for manufacturing of new drug for the compassionate use are very, very clear. So we are all thankful to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India officials for their support with respect to comprehensive legislation. The main principle, because in our country, the main Bhagavad Gita is Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Whatever medical products, if you want to take license, you have to follow all the important provisions of the law. In the year 1940, October 10th, the Drug and Cosmetic Act enacted. In the year 1945, rules came in the year 1945, so we call Drugs and Cosmetic Rules 1945. So, series of amendments took place. In the year 1965, we got comprehensive guidelines for the cosmetic products. Again, in the year 2020, we got Pharmaceutical guidelines, blood centers, clinical trials, ethics committee, all important now. Schedule M, revised Schedule M, old Schedule M. Again, 2023, 28th December, again we got the revised Schedule M in line of WHO TRS guidelines to meet 957, 1052, 1053 of 2023 and 2024 guidelines in order to ensure high quality medical products without compromising law, in order to have more patient-centric effects with respect to patient safety in hospital or clinical settings. So this is the background, friends, and the drug regulatory system, all drugs falls under the concurrent list of Indian Constitution. 7th schedule of Indian Constitution takes care of the health. So it is governed by both Government of India and respect to state licensing authorities. So this is the thing. So it is governed by both, and we are taking care according to the provisions of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. The main preamble is to regulate the medical products, medicines, drugs, diagnostics, in vitro diagnostic kits. It has to meet all intrinsic, extrinsic factors according to the provisions of the Act and also rules in order to ensure the drugs being produced by various manufacturers in GMP environment to ensure that public are getting right quality pill without compromising quality system. Therefore, we need to have effective protection and promotion of public health. That we can proudly say. Dear friends, objective is again same section 3B of Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Any item, any substance, any liquid item, any tablet, capsule, injection meant for diagnosis, mitigation, cure, treatment or in human beings or animal ailments, either for internal or external application called as a drug, everyone knows. I don't want to hammer here, but one has to know, you are all young people and you have to go through the important law, forensic pharmacy, 3rd year and final year, you are taking care. Basic philosophy, not only regulators are responsible, equally manufacturers are also responsible for ensuring quality movement of drugs in the supply chain, in the important areas wherever you go for that. So this is the thing I want to share with you, friends. Importance of clinical trial. Research in the area of drug discovery is an important tool to ensure availability of the newer and safer and more quality, efficacious molecules for the benefit of human beings in order to elicit desired clinical response in hospital setting is nothing but clinical trial. Clinical trials are absolutely necessary to establish the safety and efficacy of any novel molecule. Clinical trial is a systematic study of new drug or investigation new drug in human subject to generate the data on safety and efficacy or tolerance of the drug is nothing but the clinical trial. So we need to produce the data with respect to the clinical trial whenever you go for the FDA submission. It is a paramount of the all clinical trials, rights, safety, well-being of drug. Because whatever protocol you are submitting to the FDA, you have to have the ethics committee approval before this thing, FDA submission. What sort of review they are taking care with respect to ethics committee? Maybe institution ethics committee or independent ethics committee. So if it is in a hospital like that, you can have the institution ethics committee approval. Thoroughly they have to review with respect to all protocol, what is the primary objective, what are the important objectives kept in that in order to ensure the quality, safety, efficacy parameters, friend. So clinical trial of new drug can be by only after obtaining the permission from the central licensing authority. All these clinical trials are approved by Government of India, that is CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, headed by Drugs Control General India, who is the central licensing authority. Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Kendriya Aushadhi Manak Niyantran Sangatan, in Hindi Rajbhasha. So one has to learn and we have to take care. So this is the thing, the licensing authority is also required to be informed that approval of the respective ethics committee is also very, very important. Adesha Sahib is also having one IBiome independent ethics committee, and he is taking care of lot of BAB protocol he knows, and I am also fortunate to interact with him with regard to all important ethics committee, how we have to take care, rule 122 DD, DA and NDCT rules. So these are all the important phases of the clinical trial, preclinical, laboratory studies. Information should be submitted on the toxicological data, mutagenicity, reproductivity, genotoxicity. So there are all important objectives kept, and as per the regulations you have to submit. And Ruby madam is also here. She is also expert with respect to the important preclinical data is concerned, clinical trial data. Dr. Our Propagate is also here from Nizam's Institute. How to take care, because he was the one of the investigator with respect to Covaxin trial, and we are very fortunate to see him, and as a normal person sitting backside. So we are all honored with respect to their presence in order to evaluate the dossier, how people are working around the clock in order to target the important novel molecule. And phase 1, phase 2, everyone knows. Phase 2, we are going to take care of the dose ranging studies, and again we have to scale up to evaluate in detail with regard to safety information, monitor the side effects, adverse reaction, serious adverse reaction during the trial, and check the best dose. For effectiveness in smaller population, we have to take care all important steps during the phase 2 clinical trial. Sudhir Kumar Saab, आइए, welcome, आगे बैठो. You are a great person. Safety and efficacy with respect to phase 3. Phase 3, we have to take care of the more population with respect to effectiveness, how we have to take care, and monitoring the safety in larger population is also important step in the phase 3 clinical trial. It is also according to the CFR regulations as per the US FDA, but our Indian NDCT rules, we are not compromising, and we have in alignment of all important international regulatory requirements. So there is no any ambiguity. We are having timelines, we are having transparency, we are also having accountability to promote the drug discovery researchers in our country and also taking of the global clinical trial. Phase 4, everyone knows, post-marketing surveillance with respect to conditional marketing authorization will give. Suppose if you have few people, few subjects involved, and we have given the important market authorization subject to the condition, we are going to request the stakeholders to have structured, well-designed phase 4 clinical trial. So you have to generate the data, you have to collect the information. So in order to know the safety information more after the distribution of those products in the supply chain until the our end users are concerned. So this is about the phases of clinical trial. I don't want to hammer, but the clinical trial important. Clinical trials in India has been a buzzing topic in pharmaceutical industry for several decades. In 2005, when the agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights became operational, it was guaranteed for India to become a global hub of pharmaceutical. Factors such as large medical community, information technology professional, skilled labor, diverse pool of patients, prevalence of health condition, cost effectiveness, relaxed legal regime created a promising future for clinical trials. So with this, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Health Ministry taking lead in order to promote the drug discovery process. And again, passage of NDCT rules, 2019 city rules, what we call, transform the clinical trial ecosystem in our country. It provides more precise and predictable system for clinical trial regulation, which are more beneficial to all our stakeholders in total pharmaceutical fraternity. India accounts for 18% of the world population, but is just to account 1.4% of the global clinical trial. We need to have more research and developmental activities with regard to the clinical research. And again, the pandemic has led to increased clinical trials for vaccines and medicine. We were having the remote clinical trials also. We used to take care, and pharmaceutical and medical device companies have leveraged technologies such as artificial intelligence. Next is machine learning and artificial intelligence. In the year 1952, Ronald developed this machine learning and important artificial intelligence. With this computational skills, we can reduce the cost, we can have more clinical outcome at affordable cost is the primary objective, and everyone's objectives of each country at the international level. And here, how the pharmaceutical, Again, sorry, this is not working. Categorization of clinical research in India. Clinical studies which involve the administration of an intervention, that is new drug or investigation new drug for commercial purpose, which are regulated under clinical trial rules, attract the law. So academic biomedical clinical studies, academic clinical trials and biomedical health research are regulated by Indian Council of Medical Research Regulation. We are having separate guidelines. Earlier, we were not having any clarity. Now, we are having explicitly mentioned with respect to academic clinical trial. Those who want to go for publication, research purpose, articles publication, British Journal of Pharmacology, elsewhere, they need not to approach the regulatory department and they need not to waste their 2 paisa, 3 paisa phone call to regulatory people also. So with this, everyone can understand what are the development took place with regard to NDCT rule. Thus, we clearly take care and ICMR is taking lead with regard to any issues pertaining to the injury or adverse reactions, if any. But if any, those who want to go for the commercial purpose, then it attracts the licensing authority power. So you have to approach the regulatory department. Again, you have to follow complete regulatory path. Those who want to go for the market authorization. So here, drugs and cosmetic also regulates Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathic medicines. As with all allopathic medicine, there is a requirement to submit safety and efficacy data for Ayush medicines as specified in the DNC rules. We are having separate department. Ayush ministry, we are having separate. Earlier, Ayush people comes under the same ministry. Now, we are having a separate, well-defined ministry where the Ayurvedic inspectors, Ayurvedic experts are taking care with respect to the promotion of important traditional medical products. And orderly logical progression of the studies, lab studies first, then animal and human, small studies before the large, short studies before the long, low dose before high dose. Each study builds on priority experiences, everyone knows. The phase 1 already covered, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 1, how we have to take it? Pharmacology, pharmacokinetics, science which deals with absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion of drugs. How the drug acts, how it couples with the protein to develop the drug receptor complex in order to elicit desired pharmacological effects in order to treat any condition or disease or disorder. Here, the basic safety is an important parameter. If it is a safe, then they can go for the phase 2 clinical trial. Early evidence of activities and efficacy, they have to take care. Phase 2, again efficacy, you have to establish with the short-term efficacy, safety, proof of concept with respect to which is the ideal dose, effective dose with regard to the phase 2 clinical trial, one has to prove, then only you will get the approval. Phase 2, phase 3 and taking care of more population, again you have to enhance the more population and safety and efficacy you have to prove with well-controlled trials to support new drug approval. And post-marketing, everyone knows the drug-drug interaction, mortality, morbidity and again epidemiology. So ये हो गया. And evaluation of city regulations, I already told 1998 में part 10A. So you can take मेरा कोई भी है तो एक आर्टिकल बना दो, beautiful article. गरीब लोगों को फार्मासिस्ट को पता चलेगा and press people should take lead the history of the evaluation of the clinical trial regulation 1988. वो टाइम पे हम 8th स्टैंडर्ड में था मैडम. 1994 में ट्रिप्स अग्रीमेंट आया, 2000 में ICMR गाइडलाइन, 2001 में अमेंडमेंट विद रिगार्ड टू इंडियन GCP, 2005 मेजर अमेंडमेंट्स इन शेड्यूल वाई, 2006 ICMR guideline for the biomedical health research with respect to well-being, protection, rights of important subjects involved in various clinical trials, and all important Supreme Court directives of 2012 for insufficient provision for concern in patient safety and compensation. Writ petition 2012, I already told, that is 33 of the writ petition number. And again, the 2017 amendment of ICMR guideline for the biomedical health research, and again on 19th March 2019, I already told, 227E NDCT rules came with regard to the NDCT rule, clinical trials and new drugs. So this is the thing. And again, ये सब हम इतना ये कर, before 2019 clinical trials were regulated under the Part 10A of Drugs and Cosmetic Rules 1945. It is so volatile. Please go through all these slides. You can read 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Fifth time at least it will enter into left brain so that you can remember to some extent. For me also, it is highly volatile in nature. I am also like you. I also want to enjoy like you. Same vital organ, same brain, but thought process different, nothing else. So now clinical trials regulator under the NDCT rules already told. New rules contains various provisions for improving transparency, accountability, that I can proudly say, and credit goes to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Drug Control General India, to impart the capacity building, high quality training, again with regard to disposal of all application within the regulatory framework without compromising, to have more transparency and accountability to the public. We are putting efforts with limited resources. That's all. Monitoring of clinical trials, analysis of serious adverse events, and amendment. These are all the major amendments in 2013. Amendment 2013. So medical management in case of any injury, examination of serious adverse event, provision for payment of nowhere in the world we are having compensation policy, compensation formula. We are having separate expert committee in case of if any injury or any medical management is required or any serious adverse event is happened, including death. They have to report as per the evaluation of the ethics committee. Investigator and sponsor should intimate according to the timeline framed in our NDCT rules of GSR 227E. Accordingly, they have to intimate, and casualty analysis expert people will analyze, and based on the age, and we are having a compensation formula, they will give compensation. So we are putting efforts. We are not compromising. And again, amendment GSR 63E, again it is about the authority for conducting clinical trial inspection. All inspectors undergone effective GCP inspection. USFDA also conducted 3-4 workshops in our country with respect to capacity building, how to carry out effective GCP inspection, how to take care of the sponsor activities, quality assurance, investigators, ethics committee, documentation, amendments, if any changes required after approval, how to go for amendment, major amendment, minor amendment, moderate amendment, whether we have got any impact or not with regard to all our clinical trial subjects. So things are changing, sir. ये हो गया. Already I told 107 rules, 13 chapters, 8 schedule. पूरा पढ़ाई करने के बाद एक पैराग्राफ में आ जाएगा. These rules apply to new drugs, investigation new drug for human use, clinical trials, bioavailability, bioequivalence, and regulation of ethics committee relating to clinical trial, BAB study, and including biomedical health research front. Definition of new drugs has been modified to incorporate all important novel drug delivery systems, living modified organisms, monoclonal antibodies, stem cells, gene therapy product, tissue engineering product, advanced therapy medical product, including xenografts, with respect to transplantation of an organ, tissue, or cell to an individual of another species, attract the definition of Rule 2W of NDCT rules. This is the elaboration. Earlier we were having definition of new drug as per the Rule 122E of Drugs and Cosmetic. Okay. So these are all important chapters. Already 13 chapters, 8 schedule, 107 rules. So important chapters for the benefit of audience, sir. I got more slides, sir. I don't want to compromise. When Bhupendra Bhai, Purushottam Bhai, Patel Saab observing from the sky, I have to tell truth. If I bluff, people will kill. So that is the reason why I am dedicating my energies by heart, connecting with the brain, energizing, glycogen convert to glucose, glycogenolysis, putting energy, getting perspiration, sir. So these are all schedules. First schedule, second schedule, third schedule, fourth schedule. So I will not read. So please, I will dedicate all these important presentation slides to audience, and I will request our teachers to circulate. काम नहीं करे sir. It is battery हो गया क्या? अच्छा, please, I will pay, sir. I will pay from the salary account. So clinical trial site. City site means what? Institute or hospital or any clinical establishment having required facilities to conduct clinical trial is nothing but a city site. Effectiveness and efficacy means what? Ability to achieve desired pharmacological effects. When, suppose if I take paracetamol, it undergoes a disintegration, dissolution, and mixing with the gastric fluid and having some intrinsic effect to couple with some few proteins. Proteins are nothing but amino acid, development of the drug receptor complex, and eliciting some pharmacological response in the efficacy or effectiveness. GCP, formulated by CDSO, adopted by the Drugs Technical Advisory Board. API means what? Bulk drug. Active pharmaceutical. In last bench friends, please. Hello madam. Please, आपको पसंद नहीं तो आप बाहर जाइए. If you want to do mobile chit chatting, last में ठीक है. Any substance used in finished pharmaceutical preparation with intention to provide pharmacological activity meant for diagnosis, mitigation, cure, prevention or treatment in human beings, nothing but a API. API के definition बहुत लोगों को मालूम नहीं है. Please, one has to read twice, thrice. Medical management, if anything happens, how to take care. Treatment and necessary activities for providing medical care to complement for the respective treatment is nothing but a medical management. रूबी मैडम को पूछो पता चलेगा निम्स में जाके. Preliminary definition. What is mean by NCE? What is mean by IND? What is mean by orphan drug? What is mean by post trial access? What is mean by pharmacovigilance? Sri Divya hai nahi hai. So here NCE not approved as a drug, proposed to be developed as a new drug for the first time by establishing its safety and efficacy is called as NCEs. And IND means not approved for marketing as a drug in any country is called as investigation new drug. According to Code of Federal Regulation US FDA 509, 513, 5113 part. I am taking care. Post-trial access. Clinical trial participant after completion of trial based on benefit accrual during the clinical trial or clinical research is nothing but a post-trial access. And pharmacovigilance means science and technology. Means pharmacovigilance means science which deals with the detection, correlation, analysis of adverse drug reaction including serious adverse events in order to have the collection on safety information. So AE, adverse event means untoward medical occurrence resulting in death, permanent disability, hospitalization, prolongation of hospitalization, persistent or significant disability or incapacity or congenital anomaly, birth defect or life-threatening events are nothing but adverse events. Similar biological product similar in terms of quality, purity, safety, efficacy to an already approved reference biological product based on comparability in ICS countries. Biosimilars, you are all well versed with that definition. Biosimilar products, similar biologicals. Trial subject, patient, healthy person to whom investigational product is administered for the purpose of clinical research is nothing but a clinical trial subject. बहुत लोगों को मालूम नहीं है. Clinical trial बोल तो पूरा लिख देते हैं. Please read 3-4 times. You can understand. And we have to educate people to develop novel molecules for the benefit of our population. This I want to take 2 minutes, sir. This is the new drug definition as per the rule 2W, sir. A drug including active pharmaceutical ingredient or phytopharmaceutical drug which has not been used in the country to any significant extent except in accordance with provisions of the Drug and Cosmetic Act and the rules made thereunder as per the conditions specified in the labeling thereof and has not been approved as a safe and efficacious by Central Licensing Authority with respect to its claim. That is DCJ, sir. Phytopharmaceutical drug means what? A drug of purified and standardized fraction assessed qualitatively and quantitatively with a defined minimum for bioactive or phytopharmaceutical compounds of an extract having medicinal plant or its part for internal or external use on human beings or animals for diagnosis, mitigation, prevention, cure or treatment in diseases for disorders does not include drug administered through parental route is called as a, earlier we were not having this. And second one is Drug approved by Central Licensing Authority for certain claims and proposed to be marketed with modified or new claims, including indication or route of administration or dosage or dosage form is also new drug. Same sir, आप ही हमको सिखाया. A fixed dose combination FDC of new drugs, two drugs or more drugs approved separately for certain claims and proposed to be combined for the first time in a fixed ratio or where ratio of ingredients in an approved combination is proposed to be changed with certain claims, including indication, route of administration and claims including the dosage and dosage form is also a new drug. FDCs, phytopharmaceuticals, not by the parental route, having at least 4 bioactive compounds, novel drug delivery system, and important, the claims change in dosage form, dosage, and as per the ये पहले था ये. And again, very interesting thing, fourth one is modified or sustained release dosage forms or novel drug delivery system of any drug approved by Central Licensing Authority is also attract the definition of Rule 2W. Vaccines, all human vaccines, recombinant DNA products, living modified organisms, monoclonal antibodies, stem cell derived products, gene therapy products, tissue engineering products, xenograft intended to be used as a drug is also new drug. Drugs other than the referred in subclass 4 and 5 shall continue to be new drug for a period of 4 years. This is very, very important. From the date of their approval granted by respect to licensing authority and drugs referred in subclass 4 and 5 always consider as a new drugs. Xenograph, tissue engineering, regenerative medical product, all recombinant derived product, monoclonal antibodies, this we have added also. As per the rule 2S, investigation new drug also defined means a new chemical or biological entity or substance that has not been approved for marketing as a drug in any country is also called as investigation new drug as per the rule 2S of NDCT rules of 2019, sir. Unapproved drug, again rule 59 is very, very active, very, very clear. APIs which is not approved under rule 76 or 81 of the DNC Act is also called as a new. So just this is the awareness. I don't want to hammer last 10 minutes as per the time schedule given by our LOC chairman sir, scientific committee member. And orphan drug means this is very important. A drug intended to treat a condition which affects not more than 5 lakh people in our country is also called as an orphan drug. First time we have added in our NDCT rules, Raksa. For that, those who are interested to carry out clinical trial, we are not charging any money. For that, no fees for conduct of clinical trial for such scientists. And for that, we are also having accelerated, expedited review process at CDSU New Delhi, a biomedical health research. This is very translational health research and chemical research, and again clinical research, basic research, applied research, a sub chapter 4 of ICMR guidelines. This was effectively made from 19th September 2019, friends. So BHR to be conducted in accordance with National Ethical Guidelines for Biomedical Health Research involving human subject by Indian Council of Medical Research. We are having separate guidelines published by ICMR taking care of all these research activities, what we call chapter 4 of NDCT rules, sir. Yes, sir, I don't want to take care. And ethics committee means just I want to go through the definition. Ethics committee is a committee comprising of medical, scientific, non-medical, non-scientific members whose responsibility is to ensure the protection of rights, safety, well-being of all subjects involved in various clinical research activities. And as per the NDCT rule, first time I want to congratulate all women entrepreneurs, women regulators, women scientists sitting in the dais. We have incorporated women representatives in ethics committee composition also. Earlier, please give a big hand. Earlier, we were not having any representation. So we got one letter from Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences Department of Clinical Pharmacology Department Dr. Ruby Madam wrote a letter, Usha Madam wrote a letter to DCJ. Why women are neglected with respect to ethics committee review process for approval of protocol amendments with regard to clinical. Yes, madam. So we have taken in a positive way. Ministry also took proactive role with regard to endorsement of women. Nari Shakti Abhiyan. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी बताए जो विदाउट जो शक्ति है वो हमारा बहन के पास है, हमारा लेडीज के पास है। तो ये आने वाले समय में देश का पूरा उज्जवल है ये गुणवत्ता मानकता मरीजों के लिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हमारा पत्रकार है हमारा जो बहन एंड हर नेम आई डू नॉट नो पेर చెప్పండమ్మా రుషిక వెరీ యాక్టివ్ జర్నలిస్ట్ సార్ షీ టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ఓన్లీ హెల్త్ రిలేటెడ్ activities how patiently and listening this presentation. So I want to congratulate her. So this is the change from the women's side. We are very happy, madam. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. And ethics committee for clinical trials. So these are all the things. And this ethics committee registration is mandatory by Drugs Control General India Office. पहले regulation नहीं था, अभी regulations है. Rules framed. Earlier we were having only 3 years validity. Now we are having 5 years validity. With regard to scientific people, layman, advocate, basic researcher, pharmacology, physician, medical fraternity people. ये सब हो गया 5 minutes. So I don't want to hammer and this entire credit goes to all our regulator and post-trial access, ये compensation, ये सभी मालूम है. Now we are having the set of timelines, sir. 90 days का है, but we are doing within 2 weeks. Fortnight, max 15 days. But there are people, those who are having complexities to understand the protocol application for even simple registration for the renewal of ethics committee also, people take 120 days. That I know. I don't want to comment. This is the beauty of country, but we are putting efforts with the limited resources, Dr. Saab. Things are changing and we are going to issue the memo. Those who are not meeting the targeted timeline, the day will come. Now government is in place. Coming 5 days में पता 5 years में पता चलेगा. So please my appeal to everyone, those who are having timelines, stick to that and people are putting effort. At Hyderabad office, we are having zero pendency, sir. And this credit goes to DCJ, sir. For his proactive role, our people are working day and night. Night to 12 बजे तक काम करते. We are working up to night 12. Saturday, Sunday नहीं है, बीबी बच्चे नहीं है हमको. Only work. So this is the change from the regulatory side. Import, manufacture, ये सभी का हम कुछ लेना नहीं है. Accelerated approvals means for serious life-threatening condition or disease, unmet medical needs, no alternatives available for disease, taking into account its severity or prevalence, we are all taking care with respect to such molecules, sir. And waiver, if it is, suppose if drug is acting on same mechanism of action, same receptor, no change, so that depends upon the expert committee discussion. We give sometimes waiver with respect to those molecules if it is really required to target our Indian patient and global patient, depends upon the requirement. We will also have, last 3 minutes, we will also have the clinical trial waiver requirement, friends. So here the key advantages, old Schedule M, Schedule Y, 1988, 1996, 2011, 2012, 2017, 2019 and 33 of 2012, Swasthadhikar Manch versus Indore versus Union of India based on Supreme Court of India directives. Now we are having very good, well-defined, comprehensive NDCT rules where it facilitates, lay down the clear path for city clinical trial BAB studies, make in India advantage to those who want to discover novel molecules in our country, significant reduction in timelines, clinical trial deemed approval within timelines if there is no response, and the reduction in approval timelines on par with the global regulatory international agencies. Maybe Anvisa, maybe UKMHRA, maybe EU guidelines, maybe PMDA Japan, maybe UKMHRA, maybe US FDA or whatnot. So we are not in this credit goes to Honorable Prime Minister of India. And we are having online application review. We are having e-governance is in place as a part of national regulatory assessment. WHO is coming to India doing assessment of CDSO people every 2 years. We are also having indicators, marketing authorization, registration, clinical trial oversight, marketing authorization, laboratory access and control, lot release, laboratory access, regulatory inspection, licensing premises. This credit goes to my boss. I am here, I am receiving my award means this credit goes to Honorable respected Dr. Rajiv Singh Raghuvamshi, a great personality, dynamic regulator, having 435 publications, 150 patents, having research and development, and having expertise in the field of formulation development. I am dedicating to Government of India and to my father and mother. Thank you one and all. And the fruit of silence is a prayer. The fruit of prayer is a faith. The fruit of faith is a love. The fruit of love is silent service. The fruit of service is a peace, and enjoy peaceful life. Enjoy the life. Have extra activities with your Google Rush, Google search. Go to Canada, go to Japan, go to Mexico, or maybe to Colombia. Have your fun. Come back, but work on your research. Develop novel molecules in order to target vulnerable population, and that is the satisfaction. Your soul gives some satisfaction. So my energy dedicated to all our BB Patel Trust Chairman, Director, Pankaj Bhai Patel, Dushyant Bhai Patel, and all the important people, all the eminent people sitting here, my colleagues from CDHO Zonal Office, all my student fraternity, budding pharmacists, ladies and gentlemen, thank you one and all. Value as a value, only if its value is valued. Thank you very much. And Bhupendra Bhai, Vital Bhai, Patel Saab ka Ashirwad, my younger brother Dr. Chandra Mohan, and all my sister son is also here. I am also very fortunate to dedicate this memorial lecture to my parents, and Bhupendra Bhai Patel is also like my fatherly figure. I have not seen, but Atma is roaming here. We are dedicating on behalf of entire 12,588 delegates as a local organizing secretary, given the opportunity by Indian Pharmaceutical Council Association members of representatives, EDCOG President, IPCA President, IHPA President, IPA President, APTA President. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
Memorial lecture, B. Patel Memorial lecture. First of all, I will complete the ritual. There is a citation and memento for you on behalf of B. Patel Education Trust.
Dr. Ramkishan, on behalf of the LOC, for his wonderful delivery.
Thank you very much for giving me and Dr. Coleman an opportunity an honor to be on the stage. We are from United States. We are developing a personalized immunotherapy to treat cancer. And since past 8-10 years, I have been coming back and forth to India to see if I could bring the technology from US to India. Very earlier on, I did not get the level of clarity, the level of support, and it took us a little bit longer than what I felt. Happened was now in the United States we got into phase 1 clinical trials, and with some of my friends, I would say from Tata Memorial, they are also trying to help us out to get the clinical trials done, and with the Drug Control Board support, I am very excited, and I'm hoping that one day our drug is going to be in the commercial setup. It's a long drawn thing, but we will try to make it happen. Thank you, everyone.
And we are with you, whole country, 143 crores, 78 lakhs, 55,000, 131 population is with you. And I will request DCJ sir to facilitate you. All my colleagues are here. Total CDSO, 525 people are going to dedicate if we get any opportunity to serve in a scientific way with respect to your clinical trial approval for early market authorization for the benefit of country and globe with respect to cancer treatment. Thank you very much.